Welcome to Sports Focus. Your host, Don McNeil. We have Mr. Kevin Civils and Mr. McIntosh. He's been on assignment.
No, pending my contract.
The only little contract dispute. Little contract dispute, but it's all settled. It's all settled. Welcome back, sir.
Yeah. You better go strike two.
How you feeling? A little
I'm
under?
going to the competition.
Going to competition. All right, let's get it started with them Golden State Warriors, the most exciting team right now in sports. I don't know. How do you guys feel about the Warriors right now? Because they must see TV.
Yeah,
right
they
now.
weren't until they ran into that butcher knife called the Lakers, which shocked everybody. Even
It
Kobe.
did. Because I left. I didn't even bother watching the game, and I just figured, Golden State would win by 20. But hey, any given day, these things have happened.
They've been having a lot of close game now.
Well, the biggest thing was they said that what the Lakers did was they slowed down the offense and played half court. So when they start slowing it down and playing half court, they got a lot of easy baskets. It helped also that their 3-pointers, that Golden State 3-pointers
Yeah,
were
Steph
off.
was 1 for 10, something like that. So
So
I mean,
it was off. But if the Spurs do the same thing to them come playoff time,
yeah. Now, what do y'all think about Steph Curry? I asked y'all this like a long time ago. I said, is this the face of the NBA now?
no.
LeBron still.
LeBron is still the face.
He's a second face of the NBA.
He's the second, even though he's doing things that.
Well, he's like the fun face.
It-
Excitement.
It's the what everybody want to be like right now on the basketball court because he's
Yeah.
shooting balls from across the street into the basket. So,
Yeah.
you had everybody wanted to be like Magic and be the passer. And then Jordan came along. Everybody wanted to be the dunker. Then they wanted to be the 3-point specialist. So, it's just a fact.
Now, how do you feel? I know I want your opinion on this because Mr. Oscar Robertson, he came out, he caught a little flack for, saying that Steph Curry is just a product of what the NBA is now. They don't play no defense. So, seemed like basically like ain't nothing special about him. So, he's really not something to be talking about. I know like.
Well, they don't play no defense right now.
Yeah.
No.
It's not like defense back in the 80s or even back then.
Later
Maybe
on.
back in Oscar Robertson's time. They don't,
They don't play defense like they used to back in Oscar Robertson's time. But they do play defense. The defense do come on near playoff time. That's when the defense kick in.
Here it come.
I know.
What's about to come? I don't know.
I'm watching.
No, I'm just saying, I read an article, they said, Oscar might be feeling a little like, oh, I know all athletes have this ego, about them. And now here comes this young kid. He's pretty much, rewriting the books. Nobody's really talking about what Oscar Robertson did. Average a triple-double. I think isn't that more impressive than what Steph Curry is doing right now?
Very much so. But he's telling the truth. Someone showed a picture of Jordan shooting the ball, and he got about 17 people on him. Then you see Steph, and he has no one anywhere near him while he's heaving the ball up in the air. Big difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference when you're shooting from damn near the half-court line almost. No one expected, I would say, shoot that because the chances are you're going to miss those shots.
That's right.
True. But he's making them a good,
Well, if you're sitting up there and you're practicing them, you should be making most of them.
Yeah, you should be. I ain't going to diss Oscar Robertson because that's the man. And I don't want to get slapped around by Mr. McIntosh, so I'm going to keep it moving. Let's get on them Philadelphia Eagles. You dressed for the occasion, I see.
No. I didn't say nothing about my Eagles. Leave my Eagles alone.
Philadelphia Eagles are making moves. This is I'm all for it, even though they're the hated rival, but they are doing something
Them and the Redskins.
to upgrade their team.
Yeah.
They what do you think though so far? I mean, the first move they got rid of in the trade there.
The trades are to appease the fans. That's basically what that look like. To appease the fan, make the fans say, we made mistakes, now we're going to try to correct our mistakes. That's what they're trying to do, appease the fans. We'll see what happened now during free agency, then when the draft comes. We'll see by tomorrow what's really going to think.
Yeah, and they let go. They traded Demarco Murray to the Tennessee Titans. Now you're saying that they didn't. Tennessee still has that. They have to have DeMarco's contract, or is that null and void? Or
I think they reworked the contract with DeMarco. They totally reworked it where he keep all his money.
They have to pay him the guaranteed money that he's due this year.
so that's good for.
So they kind of reworked it where it's you get all the money still, but it's I think they broke it out so where Tennessee can handle the money.
Oh, that's good. That's good for Tennessee. They get their number one running back, and that's good for DeMarco. That he still gets his money, and it's good for Philadelphia that they get the piece of trash out of there, because it seemed like that's what Philadelphia wants to do.
And
they want to get rid of. Yep, and they get trade. They get now they giving up picks.
No, Philadelphia. I don't think Philadelphia getting figured out.
They're getting picks, from Miami
and Tennessee.
Good. That's good for them. The pieces of
I don't know
crap
what
that they are.
Miami, I think they trade and switch and spot.
Enough of this Philadelphia stuff.
That's why I was sitting here quiet. I knew it was coming.
No, good for them.
Saw it coming. I'll wait for the Oscar Robertson age joke to come, but he said that one.
I leave Oscar Robertson wrong. The Philadelphia, they're doing. I'm sort of hating on them because that's what my Cowboys should be doing. But hey, we'll see how it turns out.
We cap strapped, so
yeah, we'll see. Something happened at the NFL Combine that I have to bring up.
You talking about homeboy and his
yeah. The Atlanta Falcons asked Eli Apple a question. Because they. Just for you guys to understand, they have this combine and they asked, these guys. Yeah, he looks weird.
Like he's mad at something.
I know. He looks like he's pouting. Yeah, but they asked these guys these questions, to get the background check on them. And one of the coaches for the Falcons asked them, "Do you like men?" Now I wonder, is this a result from the last year's draft, Michael Sam, and now these coaches want to find out all this stuff?
Because of where they play.
In Atlanta.
Atlanta is known as the gay hotspot. Black gay men.
Down low
men.
Down low men, up front men,
so
whatever you want to know.
So they just want to get that.
Down low.
This coach just wanted to know right off the rip, are you on the down or are you just straight up,
Right, because, they need to know what type of lifestyle you will lead once you get down there to Atlanta. If they decide to draft you, what's going on with you so we can know, we can make damage control.
You think that was a fair question to ask this young man?
You know what, honestly, truthfully?
Yeah.
You going to Atlanta? Yeah.
I think honestly,
best to be, I'm sorry, John, I'm going to let you. Best to be upfront and honest with where you coming from where you are, than to get that boy inside of your camp and you find out all this stuff and you got a public relations nightmare.
Yeah. So why it's hurting? It may not be a question that everybody want to answer, but
so should they be asking questions? Do you like women?
Well, the biggest thing is if you sit up there and you ask a man, is your mother a prostitute? I don't think that's out of bounds.
Yeah.
You ask Dez Brown, was his mother a prostitute?
Yeah.
It's not really out of bounds because they got to deal with it anyway.
Yes, they do.
Because reporters going to look and dig up information on a person. You got TMZ going to watch a person and see what that person do. So,
right.
So basically, what I'm hearing is anything is on the table. Do you like dogs? That way, do you whatever you do? They could ask it because they are investing. Millions of dollars into this player if they draft them.
As someone said before, there are a lot of gay guys in the NFL. But it only comes up when it's trade time because you have to disclose a lot of information about that player for that next team to be aware. Confidentiality, they can't release it to anyone and it's only on a need-to-know basis. But they have to know.
Yeah.
So why not ask? If you come to Atlanta, we're the black gay capital of the world.
I didn't know that.
Are you interested in men?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Atlanta is?
Yes.
Atlanta heavy.
Yes,
it's
it is.
Heavy down there. Ain't that something? Well, they caught a little flack for that in the Atlanta Falcons. I guess they sent this particular coach to some sensitivity training. And, they just said, okay, so we can just keep it moving.
I didn't see anything wrong with that.
Well,
I really didn't.
Yeah, I thought it was a little strange. Let's move on to Mr. Manning, the teabagger himself. Peyton Manning.
Didn't I get in trouble last week for saying that?
He is retiring from the NFL.
Oh my goodness!
Right.
But he did answer those allegations during his press conference. He said that, hey, they're not true, blah blah blah. But he didn't go into defaming the woman, on that part. But it was interesting. All these athletes, especially the great ones, they get up there and they're cracking in that voice, and he's like, I played 18 years. And, this is the last time they are going to play.
Yeah.
They've been playing it since they was little boy, and now that's it. It must be interesting.
Now watch, they're going to say he has CTE.
Hey, you never know. That's why he was teabagging that girl. I don't know. But let's talk about Peyton.
Yeah, right.
Let's talk about Peyton Manning.
To the forehead.
Where would you rank Peyton as far as the elite quarterbacks in NFL history?
Top 5.
Definitely, I would put him in the top 5.
The weird thing about all this is a lot of people put certain people. Everybody keep on saying Cool Joe, but Cool Joe had it all.
Yeah, that's my thing with Joe Montana.
Cool Joe had it all.
How can you mess it up when you have every position and they're in the top of their position?
So I can't, even though he's undefeated Super Bowl. So is
Starback.
No, undefeated. Bradshaw is undefeated, but you never mention him in the top 5 or sometimes you don't even
he had
the top
the best.
10.
He had the steel curtain.
Right. This guy here, he carried the Colts to the Super Bowl and won it.
That's right.
He carried the Colts, a whole entire team.
Yep.
Because the defense wasn't the greatest in the world, but he showed up.
That defense was good
enough, right?
Good enough.
And that particular Super Bowl, the running game, what really got them there. Because remember, that was a rain-soaked Super Bowl.
And that was with Marshall Faulk, wasn't it?
No, that was Dominic Rhodes and
Was it James?
Not Edgerrin. He was unfortunate. He left earlier.
But he carried them there. And so I would have to put him in the top 2.
Top 2?
I would have to. Just because of the things that he's accomplished, the records that he's made, the longevity of his career, 5-time MVP of the league.
And the only one to have a Super Bowl with 2 different teams.
In the same conference.
So I think, that could push him over the top.
Yeah.
That could push him there. He said it real nice that he wasn't the most athletic. Of course, there was better quarterbacks or players.
Didn't have the most strongest
But
arm.
he said that no one could out-prepare him.
No.
And you saw that when he lined up, he got in doing all that, Omaha and all that other stuff. He was amazing. I don't think we're ever going to see another player like him to just basically take control of the line of scrimmage. To the defense, they like,
cerebral like him. He was very cerebral.
And the biggest thing was, I always said, when the new coach came in, he took that away from him. And when he took that away from him, he took away a lot of that firepower that Denver offense had, because he could change it at the line and get you a 1-yard play, could turn into 20.
Yeah. Peyton was definitely he was a good quarterback. Great quarterback. I don't know if my personal number 1 is Mr. Elway. I thought he was just physical, smart, everything. He can do it all. So
and wasn't scared to run.
But we know he is. And we know Mr. Manning ain't afraid to teabag anybody either. And folks,
to the forehead!
That's all the time we have for you. Welcome for another one. Thank you, Mrs. McIntosh and Mr. Civils. Peace.
To the forehead!
Drop my microphone.